Alright, hi everyone, I'm going to get started. Alright, today we are going to make a spooky candle holder. So in your kits that you can pick up in the Yaz, you will find 2 polyhedron patterns, 1 tea light battery operated flameless, and the instructions. So to make your spooky candle holder, you're going to pick one of your patterns to start with, and what you want to do is color it. And you can use markers, you can use paint, you can use colored pencils, crayons, whatever you decide to use. It's totally up to you. But I found that it helps if you color it beforehand, before cutting it out. Makes it a little easier. And then you can add finer details once you've got it all glued together. So you're going to go ahead and color that. It will be a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern when you're done. So if you want to do oranges, you can. Just take the time to fill out each section. You can avoid the flaps. So here, where the numbers are things you don't need to color because they're going to get folded inside the polyhedron. And if you want to leave your teeth tabs blank, you can do that as well. I've tried to mark on each sheet where things are to kind of give you an idea. So this will be the nose. Eventually the eyes will be the holes here. So there's that. So I'm going to go ahead and pretend that I colored one of these. And what you want to do, once you get it colored, is you're going to cut it out. So this is the colored one. And when you cut it out, you can use scissors, but I found that a craft knife, if you're comfortable using it, will allow you to get more precise cuts. If you do use the craft knife, make sure that you have a mat or a thick piece of cardboard underneath, like I use this, underneath your paper to prevent from cutting into your work surface. Alright, so like I said, you're just going to take the craft knife and you're going to cut along all of the solid lines, but not the dotted lines. So again, just on solid lines, you don't want to cut the dotted lines. The dotted lines are where you're going to be folding later. Alright, so this took a while when I was doing it myself, but it was well worth it. This is cardstock, so it's a thicker paper. You might have to go around the outside a couple times to get it free. So this is what you wind up with. Once you have your piece, you're going to fold, like I said, on those dotted lines. And you're going to fold them backwards so that the lines are on the top of the fold. And go ahead and do that for all of the dotted lines on your piece. And you'll see that it starts to like almost shape itself. The only ones I haven't folded yet are the tabs, so I'm going to do that now. And if you don't want to use your fingers to do this, I suppose you could use a scoring tool on the back side. And my backside is a misprint, so your backside will be clear of any other printings. Get this last tab folded here. You want it to be a nice clean fold. clean as you can get it. It's a little harder with the cardstock being thick, but it is possible. Alright, so then you're going to take your glue. I'm just using a glue stick. You can use craft glue, you can use plain white glue. It's up to you. The glue stick works fine. What you're going to do is add the glue to the tab. So I'm starting with tab number 1. And you're going to fold or glue the tab to the piece that is next to it. So it's going to basically fold itself when you start your gluing, which is helpful. It's not confusing. Alright, so that's tab 1 folded. Now we're going to go to tab 2. You might want to press and hold for a few seconds on each tab just to make sure that that glue sticks, because the paper is thicker. Tab 3. This one that I'm folding, of the 2 patterns, it's the one that has the least tabs to glue. So if that's something for you to think about. Not that there's a whole lot of tabs on the other one. I think there's 16 on the other one. But this one only has 8. Alright, so then you just look for tab 4, which is over here. And the reason they're numbered is because it makes it easier when you're gluing the pieces together to maneuver. You don't have to worry about potentially ungluing a tab you've already glued, trying to get a new tab glued. So 5 is over here. So this is the bottom of the jack-o'-lantern. So this is his bottom teeth. I've got 6. Reglue my 5 that came loose. It's a pretty forgiving craft. Easy to redo if you need to. Alright, so we got 5 and 6. Alright, so the nose piece is the final piece. There's 2 tabs on each side, so we've got 7 and 8, and then also 8, which will glue the whole thing together. So we're going to start with this tiny 7 tab. Glue it here. And we'll add the 8 tab. Glue it here. If you add too much glue from the glue stick, it just becomes slimy. So consider that when you're putting it together. It would give me a hard time. That's all right. 7. You can also use tape if you need to, if if it's just not sticking. And you can add that to the inside. To keep your outside clean. And the final tab is this center tab here. Finish the nose. Tab 4 came loose. It's okay. More glue, more tape. Alright, so this is the final. If you want, you can take a marker and go along any white pieces that you see. So this is what one of them looks like. And this is the other pattern. And you can see on this one I've added more details to the teeth and the mouth and around the eyes, and I've gone around each of the seams with the orange marker to cover some of that white. So once you've got it together, you can take your tea light, make sure it's on, and you're going to pop it in his mouth. Like so. Of course, you can see it a little better when the lights are off, but there's one. And two. There you go. So this one faces up a little more. This one's good for more of a down. There you go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to pick up your packets in the Yaz. They're available right now.